So, you want to make a USB device and a PC program to talk to it. But how? Most books on USB start out with all sorts of heart-stopping detail that will make your eyes glaze over right away. We figure you only want to learn just enough to be able to get your USB design job done right. So we're going to take a different approach here. In this video, we'll cut through all the confusion and show you how USB works by comparing it to something you already know about, a railroad. For simplicity, we'll talk about just two railroad stations. One represents your peripheral device. We'll think of that little train station as our cozy little hometown called Hidville. The other station is in your PC, which we'll think of as big, bustling PC City. Now, the USB railroad is pretty fast with a new train or USB frame leaving the station every millisecond. That's 1,000th of every second. We'll think of your whole design as a business that has branches in both Hidville and in PC City. We need to send packages back and forth between these branches using the USB railroad. So, how do we get on the train? If we can get a ticket on the train, the deal is pretty sweet. We actually get our own private railroad car. But there's a catch. We won't get on the train at all unless we pay the right currency. Funny thing is, we don't pay with money. Instead, we have to pay by providing detailed design specifications for our private car. How big it is, where and how the freight is packed inside it, and so on. Unfortunately, we have to provide this design information in a rigid format that has to please him, the PC City Freight Manager. He's not a fun guy. If he approves our specs, we get our private car for use as often as we like. But if he doesn't like our specs, he won't even tell us why. He'll just ignore us. Now let's show our USB railroad analogy side by side next to the real USB device concepts. The company has to submit engineering specs to the PC City Freight Manager. When we connect our real USB device to the PC, it has to submit specs in the form of USB descriptors. Making those descriptors is tough work. That's why we created our HitMaker software that actually generates custom source code for your data for both the PC and PIC peripheral device. It writes those USB descriptors for you and always gets them right. Then it will actually pack and unpack the data for you at both the PC side and the peripheral side. The company has sales offices in the PC City that tells the divisions what to make and a warehouse for products unloaded from the train. Our real USB project has a PC program that can send commands and data to and from the USB device. USB descriptors have to specify the data exactly. These specs, the descriptors, complicated. If we make any mistake, we cannot use the USB railroad. It could even lead to a crash. Here's the point. The very things that make USB easy for users to use are what make USB hard for designers to design. You want your USB code to be crash-proof. Come to our website at www.tracesystemsinc.com and see how easy that is with HidMaker.